asking for testimonials is one of the things that gets people a little bit anxious. We all want them, but asking for them, we know, is always a little bit of a tricky one. So the question is, how do you go about asking for them, and what's the best way to ask for them? So honestly, there is no one size fits all with this, but if you want a testimonial, there is no harm in asking for it straight up. You don't need to worry about it. But the question really is, how valuable is that testimonial going to be to you? And it's really lovely to get nice feedback, and it is really nice to hear wonderful things, but often what we find with testimonials is we can't really use them that easily, because they are not necessarily, not necessarily saying what we need them to say for the purposes that we need them for. So often we might want a testimonial or feedback in order to be able to promote a particular product, in which case, or service, in which case we actually want some very specific feedback. If that's the case, then you really do, you're better off coming up with a series of questions and asking people to respond to those questions, and then giving them the option to free flow and give you any other feedback. Equally, if you want to be able to put something up on a sales page, then asking for a video testimonial and giving people some very specific guidelines around how long you want it to be and the sorts of feedback that will be useful to you is also very helpful. Often, it can be really helpful to ask people for general feedback, take that on board when they've given you that feedback, then respond specifically to parts of that feedback and ask them whether or not they can do a video testimonial or a written testimonial on a specific aspect of that feedback that they've given you, because that's the bit that you know that you can use and will be very valuable to you. But then you've still got a bigger bit of feedback and testimonial that you can use in different ways. So there isn't any one size fits all, but being aware of how you will want to use it and to what purpose you will want to put it is going to give you an idea as to how to A, ask for it, and B, how to frame the feedback. I personally have a standard set of questions that come at the end of any program. I invite and welcome completely open testimonials as well, but there's always going to be some specific things that I really want feedback on, about how the program ran, what the benefits were, how it impacted people, those outcome oriented things. Because if people give you a testimonial and there's no specific outcomes, then you are limited in how you can use it. But the most important thing is to never be worried about asking for one. People can say no, and that's fine. It is not compulsory to give a testimonial, and often people need time to process and sit with what they've experienced, which is one of the reasons I always go back to people after some time after they've done it, rather than striking while the iron is hot, because I want people to have a very considered response to the impact. So that, again, timing is a very personal thing, but it's worth considering when to go back, because you will know when the impacts will be felt. So no one size fits all. Don't be afraid to ask for one, but do think about why you're asking for them and how you want to use them in the end.